Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CA Media Podcast, the show that allows you to come in your own unique way. This podcast will be about my journey throughout my adult life. I will bring my friends, and there will be some episode in which I will be alone to speak about what's on my mind. Topics will range from society, culture, sports, relationships, and so much more. There's nothing off limits on the CA Media Podcast. So, as you come into my world to listen to my podcast, feel free to know that this is a safe space and a personal space to bring your family and friends to listen to the CA Media Podcast. So come and join this ride with me, and as always, this is the show that allows you to come in your most unique, authentic way. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CA Media Podcast, the show that allows you to come in your own unique way. I am your host, Clyde Anderson, and happy 2025 for those who are joining the podcast. You can catch this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora. You can search the podcast page on Instagram at CA Media Podcast, on Threads at CA Media Podcast, on Twitter or X at CA Media Podcast, and on Facebook at CA Media Podcast. Today we have a special guest. Well, I would say he's not a special guest anymore. He's a reoccurring guest. Jack Franzino.
Graduated past the special guest.
As as we dive into the WWE Raw premiere on Netflix, as we will break down our prediction on the show, what we think are going to expect happen on the show, and our wildest prediction for the year 2025 for just professional wrestling in general. Jack Franzino, welcome to the show.
Hey, welcome. Thank you for having me. Appreciate that, man.
Of
What's
course.
going on? Happy New Year to all the listeners. And yeah, let's get it on. Raw on Netflix. Can't believe it's already here tomorrow.
Yeah, who would have thought? Like, who would have thought in 1993 that in 2025 the WWE will be on a streaming WWE Raw will be on a streaming device. Most of its history has been on the USA Network, except for 5 years where it was on TNN. But Monday Night Raw started on January 11, 1993 on the USA Network, and since become the longest running weekly episodic program in television history with no reruns, airing almost exclusively on USA, like I said, apart from briefly on TNN. But it's the WWE's two flagship television show alongside with Friday Night SmackDown. And this is one of the greatest acquisitions I think Netflix has ever made, and just like over the top streaming device has ever made, which Netflix is given WWE $500 million every year for the next 10 years. So that'll be like $5 billion in 10 years.
Right. Yeah. No, this is a huge deal for WWE. Very financially lucrative, and I think it's just great for the overall brand of the product as well. And just what I'm saying is being on Netflix is just such an eye opener for anyone that isn't really a fan that might be just watching Netflix, which I feel like the majority of people watch Netflix. I mean, I'm not really in that crowd. Honestly, I don't really watch too much TV or anything outside of wrestling. So now that this is kind of just making me go on to Netflix a little bit more, but for the majority of other people, this just gives them something to see where they're going to see all these huge faces and maybe a little clip here or there because they're going to be scrolling and maybe they want to stop by and see what the little blurb has to say. And just it'll give more eyes to the product, more eyes to wrestling, which of course is great for everything and everyone. So yeah, I love it. I love to see it. And yeah, with the current roster that they have right now, I'm sure there are plenty of eye openers where people are going to be able to see someone maybe instantly relate. And even if they can't, I'm sure if they watch a whole episode, if they give it a chance, they're going to find some characters they're going to latch on to, I think.
Correct.
And that's the beauty of wrestling. It really is. We're
Correct.
in such a great state right now with so many great feuds going on. A feud that's basically going on since before last year's WrestleMania. We're going to finally get to see that tonight. Of course, CM Punk fighting Seth Rollins and so much more. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of taking over your role at this moment. So, do you want to get into the show?
Yeah, definitely. You're fine. This show is brought to you by Visionary Minds Public Relations and Media. If you have any media consultations, you can contact Visionary Minds at ny@gmail.com. Again, you can contact Tammy Reese at Visionary Minds ny@gmail.com, and she will gladly get back in contact with you. So tomorrow's episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix will be at the Intuit Dome. Travis Scott will be performing his single of the new theme song for Raw, and we could dive into the very first match that will probably take place on Monday Night Raw. It'll probably be the Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso. It's a regular singles match. McIntyre started the year hugging on Mr. Cody Rhodes, the undisputed WWE champion on Friday Night SmackDown. What's your thoughts on the match with McIntyre versus Uso, and your thoughts on uh, McIntyre hugging his former tag team partner Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, no, this match is a good one, 100%. I think they're taking two of the MVPs of last year, really. Drew McIntyre, his character has evolved so much. This heel side that he's been showing for a while now is really evolving, and just his hatred of CM Punk has gone to the point where now he's just mad at people for associating with him, which makes sense to me.
Can't blame him.
Yeah.
You can't blame him.
Yeah, no, exactly. Makes all the sense in the world. Drew McIntyre is going to do it. And that's the thing. I love how intertwined all of the stories are, because, of course, Jey Uso was also involved in the bloodline quite a bit. He's a part of it, as we all know. And that whole saga has just drawn out, or has really been playing out about as good as you could have expected it to, I think, at least. I've loved every second of it. And now seeing Jey Uso back with Roman Reigns once again, I don't know if they're going to give him the big loss or not, but I think at the end of the day, it's Drew McIntyre. And he, as the MVP, voted by most of the fans, at least it seems, of the year last year, he's got to get the big win tonight or tomorrow night. So I would definitely go with Drew. Him. What was your other question? How
your thoughts of him hugging on Cody Rhodes on Friday night?
hugging him?
Yes, literally, he did.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, that was fine. You know what? Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns have had their differences already, but they haven't necessarily gone and shook hands or any. Or well, hold on. Actually, now I'm.
Yeah, you mix it up. Yeah, Cody
yeah.
Rhodes is hugging on. Well, Drew McIntyre is hugging on Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's fine. I think the character-wise, that makes sense. But shoot, I'm not even sure what I was gonna say now.
It's all right. I uh yeah, I just part of me don't want Jey Uso to lose. But I know there's a purpose behind, these losses. It doesn't derail him from what he may accomplish this year in 2025. But I also, hey, who knows, right? Hey, but I do see Drew McIntyre pull off the W, like he beat Sami Zayn at Saturday's night main event. So two bloodline members down, probably 2 to 3 left to go. Because you got Jimmy, he still got to take out or probably wrestle, and then you got Roman, and then probably solo. But who knows? Who knows, right? So,
Yeah,
all right.
it's gonna happen. You're right. What's up?
All right, so the second match we have here, we have Liv Morgan, the Raw or Women's or WWE World Champion, facing the number one contender Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship match. All right, this feud needs to end. Where do you see this? Where do you see this feud going? Who do you see winning?
Here's the thing. It has been going on for a long time, but it's still, in a way, great for the company because it's getting people like my friends who don't even watch wrestling to talk to me about Rhea Ripley outside of just when we're in the public, which doesn't normally happen. I haven't heard someone like Rhea Ripley or like not The Rock or a John Cena or Randy Orton, like one of those new generation stars. Rhea Ripley's really transcended herself into a new level with this storyline. And because of that, she can't be losing here on the debut of Raw. There's no way. I think there's a chance, I guess. But at the same time, Rhea Ripley is their biggest draw, at least in the women's division. And she's going to be for a long time. And tonight it's got to be her night. And there's also, of course, some rumors about Becky Lynch, which we haven't seen her since she lost her title to Liv. So I think there could be a chance that they might do a little double swerve during the match where it seems like Liv is going to win because of interference by Dom and the new Judgment Day. But then, of course, Becky Lynch might come in and make the save, even up the odds. I think that could end up happening. That would be like the easiest way to book her return, I think, the most logical way. But hey, I think sometimes that's the right thing to do. Sometimes the easiest thing. There's a saying for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, whatever it may be, the easiest thing is the right thing to do in this case, I think. And yeah, that is, I think, what I would do in this match.
Okay.
How about you?
Honestly, I'm ready for Rhea to regain that world title back, man. I feel like it's been a long time. 'Cause remember, she re, she retained, I think, if I'm not mistaken, she retained the title at WrestleMania against Becky, and then yeah, I'm trying to remember how it happened, but yeah, she had to relinquish it due to injury.
Backstage,
Yep.
of course, and then
Yeah.
Battle Royal where Becky wins it, and then of course Liv won it from Becky, and here we are, of course, a couple of matches in between.
Right. So yeah, so I don't have like a thought of where after this match maybe what's the character line for the back after this match, but I think Rhea wins. Rhea walks out of Raw on Netflix as the WWE Women's World Champion.
Even if she does, sorry, I don't want to leave this subject just yet. I know you want to leave this feud, but I want to just put it out there. I don't know if we're going to leave this feud just yet, only because not only would Liv have a rematch clause that, of course, she isn't entitled to anymore, but there's still always that thing where the champions are going to want their rematch. And then, of course, there's Raquel Rodriguez lurking in the background, who knows what she's going to end up doing next year, but having her paired up with Liv early on, I feel like that means there's some big plans for her. I don't know if it means WrestleMania necessarily fighting for a women's world championship just yet, but it could be something. I'm pretty sure Liv wants tag gold with her. So that's another thing to put out there. But yeah, whatever it may be, this feud might not be over just yet.
Got you. I completely understand where you come from. It could lead to Bianca and Naomi versus Raquel and Liv. Probably at Elimination Chamber or probably WrestleMania, but let's hope not at WrestleMania because remember, Miss Lady is still undefeated at WrestleMania. Miss Bianca Belair, she's like, I believe she's now like 4-0. 4-0 at WrestleMania, yeah, because she no, it's 4. Because she came into the pandemic WrestleMania the year after she main evented WrestleMania. And then she defeated Asuka at one WrestleMania, and then the other WrestleMania she tag team with Naomi and Jade, which was last year. All right, here comes one of the headlining matches of tomorrow, Raw on Netflix. We got the tribal combat for the Ulafala in the recognition of the tribal chief of the Anawali family. We got the original tribal chief, the OTC, the over the counter. The
Yeah. Over the counter is exactly what the kind of OTC stuff.
over the counter.
Over the counter. But no, my second response was only tribal chief.
The only tribal chief, Roman Reigns, versus the guy who stole the tribal chief, Ulafala, Solo Sikoa. Open the counter, my ass. Who do you have winning? How do you see this match lining up to go towards the Rumble of 2025?
Yeah, this is going to be a barn burner, as they say. Sure, there's going to be tons of hard-hitting moves once the entrances finally take place, because Roman Reigns is going to take his time getting to the ring. It's a Roman Reigns match on television, and a one-on-one match for that matter, which I don't know when the last time we got something like that is. But Solo Sikoa currently has that Ulafala.
Correct.
And I don't know if he wants to lose it. I know for a fact he doesn't. But does The Rock have something else to say is the main question, honestly. Because you saw on his Twitter, was it X? I don't know exactly what it was. It was a social media post nonetheless. I saw it from a YouTube video about wrestling news, so you know what? Whatever it might be, I don't remember exactly where he posted it. But he did post a whole video where I was able to watch it. And yeah, The Rock not only was talking about how he is the high chief, but at the end of that whole clip, he put the date 1/6/25 Raw Netflix.
Oh wow!
So, yeah, you didn't see that yet?
I heard about it. I seen a little snippet and I cut it off because I was doing something at work. So
yeah, I've been busy myself with stuff.
Yeah,
yeah, I think that all but confirms that he'll be at the show.
Correct.
I know he was at the Golden Globes, which was a couple hours away or maybe less. I don't know exactly, but I know it was a close venue to Raw. And now here we are, where The Rock's feelings about Roman to a certain extent, but you also don't. Of course, they teamed up. He kind of made it be known that he doesn't approve of Roman the last time they saw each other, and he doesn't approve of just his, I guess, handshake of Cody Rhodes. Like it's kind of acknowledging of that. And with that said, I don't know who The Rock is, or whose side The Rock is going to truly be on tonight. I think
tomorrow night.
If I was booking it, I think this should be the time where The Rock turns on Roman Reigns and make sure that Solo Sikoa beats him, wins, gets the Ulafala, really establish Solo. But then I don't think they're going to go that far and give Roman a loss on the debut on Netflix. I doubt that's going to happen. So if this is going to happen, it should probably happen after it, honestly. But at the same, I don't know. I think maybe they should just go all in on this, give Solo Sikoa the win. Because, of course, the bloodline that Solo has is a little weak right now, we know.
You think so?
Well, I know Jacob Fatu is still, if he's in a group, it's not weak. But in terms of injuries I'm talking about, it is weak. Of course, Tonga, or there's an ankle injury or something. Someone got injured in War Games.
Yeah,
Tonga Toa, I want to say.
Tonga Loa got injured. Because Tama Tonga's still there, and Jacob Fatu's still there. Yeah.
Not a good look for myself. My apologies.
Nah,
I forgot who was actually
yeah.
injured. I don't necessarily have too many people that I talk about this regularly with. But at the same time, yeah, Tonga Loa's her right now. He could still make his presence felt, I'm sure. Because I'm sure that they want to have a bunch of interference in this match. Most likely it is tribal combat after all.
Yeah, right. So
I'm wondering
who you think
which this
winning?
is going to be on the card. This
It's not.
could
It's not.
totally
It's
main
not.
event.
It's not the main event.
It's not.
No. It's not. It's probably either. I think it's probably semi main, or it could be like it could be the first match,
It
but
could be.
then again, yeah. Who you think winning, and who you have as your tribal chief?
I feel like where it is on the card might impact who wins, honestly. But regardless, I think there's only one winner. There's only one tribal chief, as Roman Reigns' shirt says so. And it's got to be him then, right? That's what the shirt says. He can't be lying to us. Wrestlers never lie. Yeah. Yeah, no, with that logic, and also just the logic of it's Roman Reigns, he'll win the wrestling match, and then whatever happens storyline wise will happen afterwards. I think I'm going Roman Reigns is definitely winning here tonight. He is my pick locked in.
All right.
How about you?
All right. So my winner, and then we could go to the main event. I so I think Roman will win, but he ain't getting that Ulafala. I think Dwayne Johnson's gonna wind up with the Ulafala, and then I think between
Okay.
the Rock and Roman could fight at WrestleMania for the Ulafala and the control of the WWE bloodline. So this will then help precedent set for Roman to eventually go after the world heavyweight champion. I'm guessing these are hypothetical guesses right now, but Roman wins, but Roman don't leave out with the Ulafala.
That makes more sense.
Rock will win. Rock will walk out with the Ulafala. I think the Rock will leave with Paul Heyman.
With Paul Heyman, no way.
Yeah, that's
Oh, okay. I don't know about that.
that's a wild guess, wild
Yeah,
speculation.
that's
Uh,
bold right there. I
yeah.
cannot see The Rock as a Paul Heyman.
Okay, no, all right. Don't be surprised. Don't be
No, you're
surprised.
not. Anything can happen. That's the thing with this.
Exactly.
The best
Exactly.
part about it. You never know. You could say the most crazy thing, and then you could end up being right. You never know.
Correct.
No, because I said Roman wins, and whatever happens after the bell is going to happen storyline wise. And now you're kind of talking about exactly the type of thing that I had in mind. Where The Rock is probably going to be the one that ends up with the Ulafala. It would make the most sense for him to end up not necessarily costing Solo, or not costing Roman the match, or costing Solo the match, I guess. Maybe The Rock costs Solo the match, but probably not. I don't know. Do you think he'll show up during the match?
I'm not sure during, but it's probably definitely after the match. I don't think he'll like interfere with the finish. I don't think. But yeah, so definitely he'll yeah, I think he'll will yeah, I think he will after the match. All right. All right, we got to our main event. We got the Kingslayer, the Beast Slayer, the Architect, the Gorgeous George of professional wrestling right now.
Messiah.
The Messiah. Seth freaking Rollins versus the Second City Saint, the best in the world, Mr. 434, CM Punk. Uh, who you see winning? Who do you see win this grudge match, and why?
Where's that?
Who you see win this grudge match, and why?
Oh, and why? Okay. That is a great question. You could really go either way. This feud has been so good. You could just tell how much they mean pretty much every word they say. And like all these promo segments over the years, or over the last couple of months at least, it's something to behold. And it's only getting started. But CM Punk, he's got to get the win here tonight, I think. Or maybe not, he's got to, because like I said, you really can go either way with this. But Punk, I think, is just on the trajectory where he needs to stay strong, at least keep himself in title contention, because Rollins is coming off the world title not too long ago. He's had his time in the sun recently, and Punk, of course, he's got a couple of big wins already, but he needs to stay on that wheel. Keep on going, riding that bicycle all the way to the finish line. And by finish line, that's going to eventually mean the main event of WrestleMania, right? It's got to be that CM Punk story.
Wait, so who you have winning it?
CM Punk.
Mm.
What about you?
If this gonna lead to WrestleMania, I don't know if it is or not.
Do you think they're gonna fight each other at WrestleMania again?
I don't know.
Or...
I don't know. But
they could stretch out all the way until then, but I doubt it. I feel like
I don't know.
They could wrap it up somewhat soon.
I don't know, but
have CM Punk as a Royal Rumble contender. I don't know if you want to end up doing a podcast about that.
Yeah, we're gonna do a podcast about the Rumble.
Of course. Spoiler alert, though. As of this moment, Punk is a strong favorite in my mind. I think to win the Royal Rumble, he should.
Yeah, you know who you predicted last year, right?
Who did I predict last year? I have no idea.
You don't have no. You predicted Cody Rhodes would win. He might have.
Oh wait, yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, I did say that.
I think I said. I think I went with Punk. I wanted to go with Rhodes, but I'm like, I'm gonna go with Punk, and Punk might not be running up.
I wanted to say that I picked Cody, but when you said who you predicted last year, I thought you were going to say that I predicted Punk, which did not sound right. But for whatever reason, I couldn't think of who I actually picked. Because, of course, I picked the actual winner. I know what I'm talking about when I talk about wrestling sometimes. Once in a blue moon, I get my prediction right. But no, I think it always makes sense in my mind, whatever stories I say. Just whether or not they agree and actually do it is a different story. But no, this CM Punk versus Rollins match, with my mind set on Punk winning the Rumble, you really could have him lose tonight and it wouldn't really make a difference. But I still think he'll beat Rollins and win the Rumble so far. That might change by the next podcast, though, so you got to still listen to that. But yeah, who's your pick?
So I'm a huge CM Punk fan, and I do like Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm. Punk versus Regal for the Intercontinental Championship on Raw.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and that was in Chicago.
It was. Just to point that out because we had some dead spaces. So
I have Rollins. I have Rollins winning.
Okay, wow. Yeah, didn't think you would say that, but fair enough. The Punk stand goes with Rollins. Who would have guessed?
Yeah, man. If it's because I'm thinking long term, I think Punk gonna come back and probably a win at WrestleMania. That's what I'm looking for. A Punk win at WrestleMania in the main event.
Lost yet, right?
He lost. He lost against Drew. Remember Seth Rollins?
I don't watch wrestling. That's my bad.
He lost against Drew. He won 2 matches against Drew.
Yeah, no, he did lose.
He lost against Drew at SummerSlam. He lost at the Rumble.
Well, that doesn't count.
Yes, it does. It's a match. It does count. It wasn't a pen format. It was an over the top rope match. It's a match. But I want Rollins as a heel. Like as badly, I don't want him as a heel because he was the MVP of WrestleMania last year. Rollins wins. Rollins does something crazy to Punk, and the ball goes rolling for Netflix on Raw, and the road to the Royal Rumble. Or technically, the road to WrestleMania begins tomorrow. So
I know, right? That's what he said, Triple H. Which I don't blame him. It seems like he's right. If we're gonna get some of the things that we're saying is gonna happen, big returns, some of these big matches. I mean, I guess these matches are not necessarily a feud, but they are WrestleMania quality matches, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a huge show. All the little storylines in between Penta, El Zero Miedo, he's probably gonna make his debut tonight, I think.
He will.
In WWE.
Tomorrow. Yep. Tomorrow. Yep. He will.
Tomorrow night. Did I say tonight again? You know what? By the time they're listening to it, it'll probably be tomorrow. Yeah, that's gonna be great. I don't know exactly what they're planning with that, but of course there are plenty of stories that they could do with him as one of the most talented wrestlers on the planet.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, we're gonna also have like some probably legendary figures of Raw history will probably pop up. Probably The Undertaker, probably Stone Cold Steve Austin. These are possibilities.
But
Yeah, it could happen. Like just Stephanie McMahon. Yep.
Triple H.
Yeah.
I think be a little more likely to maybe open the show. I don't know if Stephanie is going to be with him, but
hopefully we'll see a Cody Rhodes. But yeah, this is the segment where you make your wildest prediction of the year. So, what do you think will be your wildest prediction for 2025 in wrestling?
This is something where you threw me off guard. You didn't tell me we were going to do this before this podcast. It'll be on the spot, but that's okay. There are a ton of different options you could go with. Wild predictions. But for me, wrestling is going so well, but there are going to be some curveballs as always. One of the biggest curveballs. Do you have anything that you could say at the moment while I think?
Yeah, my wildest curveball would be The Rock will align with Paul Heyman.
All right, yeah, fair enough.
That's my my biggest wildest speculation or thing in wrestling for 2025.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that would be a shocker. I think. I mean, it's not that much of a wild prediction to say CM Punk main events WrestleMania, right?
Well, it is. It's been 40 editions of WrestleMania, and the closest he's ever been was that WrestleMania 28, WrestleMania 29, co-main events. So it'll be a shocker because like who would have thought? Like as much as he's been saying he wanted to do this for forever, it's been since he debuted it at WrestleMania 22 on John Cena's old school vehicle. Punk has never main event at WrestleMania besides technically that one, if you want to call that a main event. He made main event entrance. He main evented that entrance. Yeah, so
he was there.
Correct. So
yeah, no, that's a good point. Because I mean, I was thinking about some things like I wanted to maybe say something crazy with Penta could happen in WWE. Like I saw one person on I think Reddit or something post that they think he's gonna join the New Day, which obviously would be a crazy swerve that no one would really expect.
He would do what?
Join the New Day somehow. Who? Like Penta.
Okay.
El Zero Miedo.
Okay.
Out of nowhere, like they would kind of. They didn't say this, but in my mind at least, what they would do is they would kind of tease him joining the LWO, of course. I'm pretty sure Ray is supposed to have a mystery partner soon against the New Day. So a lot of people think that's going to be Penta. And it could even be Penta. But then, maybe through recruitment, through manipulation, or what have you, there are some people that think that he's going to join the New Day. But I can't see that happening. But then again, what else is he going to end up doing? Like, he could just join the LWO, of course, and then see how far that could get him. Because the tag division in both Raw and SmackDown is kind of cooking right now. I love everything they're doing with DIY, and of course the Motor City Machine Guns, all the little tag teams on SmackDown. And then Raw, of course, is doing some great stuff too with the LWO, putting the LWO in the mix. They could end up doing some good things there. Because right now, I think the New Day were the MVPs of the last couple of weeks. They really surprised me. I mean, I didn't exactly see them dropping Big E the way they did. I should have seen it coming. But I think the New Day are going to have a big year this year. So if I'm going to go a little bit more crazy, just because I know you did say it does count as a wild prediction, but my second big prediction, I don't know if it could happen by the end of this year. By the end of this year, at least maybe January 2025 or January 2026, or maybe December 2026, heading into January of next year.
December 2025 headed to 2026, you mean?
Oh, did I say December 2026?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. My bad. But yeah, I think Kofi Kingston could end up being a WWE champion. Either that, or like fans are going to start clamoring for another Kofi Mania of some sort, even though he'll be a heel. I think this heel run is going to go very great for them, and they're just going to keep on riding that momentum throughout the year, and that'll lead to another huge singles push for Kofi or Xavier. But I'm guessing it would probably be Kofi again.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, Jack, it's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure again joining you on this podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all can catch Monday Night Raw on Netflix tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Netflix. Netflix on Raw. It's a streaming service device where you could download or catch on your television screen. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the CAB podcast. Thank you, Jack, for joining the podcast. It's been a privilege and a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Yes. Those who want to catch me on the socials, CA Media Podcast on X, Threads, Facebook, Instagram. If you want to be on the podcast, send an email to clients, CA Media Podcast at gmail.com. And I would definitely get you on this podcast. Again, this is clients. This is CA Media Podcast, the show that allows you to come in your own unique way. Take care and welcome to Raw on Netflix. Thank you for listening to the CB Podcast, the show that allows you to come in your own unique way. I'm your host, Clyde Anson. To be a sponsor on the show or even to be a guest host, you can email me at clydeansonmedia@gmail.com. To find more selections of this podcast, you can search us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Pandora. Furthermore, you give us 5 stars, rate us, review us, follow us. In reference to our social media, you can follow me and on the podcast at CA_media_ on X, on Instagram, and on Facebook. Thank you for listening to the CA Media Podcast, the show that allows you to come in your own unique way.
Visionary Minds Public Relations and Media is a proud sponsor of CA Media Podcast. Be sure to get all your publicity, digital marketing, writing, media consulting services by emailing visionarymindsny@gmail.com.